All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Couple minutes before the open today. Lucky you. And we'll see see how the open goes. 1.5% so far right now, not too bad. We got PayPal after earnings on a big gap up. Scary move down yesterday, then all the way back up to 140 at the moment. We'll see how that goes. Another big sell-off of the market yesterday, but we didn't really get down into a lower low situation. It was still a green day. And another gap up this morning. So I think market's toying with us a little bit on these shakeout days to the downside. Look at actually PayPal. That was after hours. There was another one the other day. Remember, yeah, even PayPal had it the sell off the other day just scare the crap out of people. So far, much ado about nothing for most of those situations. So everything is still basically higher. About 30 seconds to market open, and we'll see how it goes. Where BTC in rally mode right now as well. So BTC's been going higher, which is good. And all right, market is open. All right, PayPal 140, market 90.95. And let's see how it goes. What do we got up here today? Twilio up huge, 26%. PayPal up here 9%. Lavago, whatever that's called. Restoration Hardware up a little bit. Space up a little bit. And Ping to the downside. Carvana to the downside. On earnings, it looks like earnings. Not a very big drop though on the daily chart, very manageable. Tesla basically flat. Look at Twilio's gap up all-time highs. Bam. Can you say bull market? It's been going here, man. This is a double bottom base. That would have been your entry point right there. LVGO also an all-time high. Lots of all-time highs today. They're picking those stocks that they want. Hey, what's up, Justin? Square looking good. Yeah, maybe on PayPal. Um, as we mentioned, I've been talking about it. PayPal's the leader over Square. Oh, Square had earnings too. Gotcha. Okay. Only up 2.5% though. I'd argue that's not so good. Hopefully we can reverse and go higher, but a little bit of sell off this morning. PayPal, much larger move, gapping way up into all-time highs. Way up into all-time highs. So good moves for PayPal. SQ lagging. We talk about laggers and leaders. Square's a laggard. PayPal's the leader in the industry group there. Soxel yesterday closing pretty good, decent volume. Got to average, which is nice, and all the moving averages are right there, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on. We did close pretty low, but a gap up this morning as the market, and we'll see. Yesterday, all our selling's been in the afternoon, but they've been accumulating in the morning and selling in the afternoon, but they appear to be doing more accumulating in the morning than they are selling in the afternoon. Hopefully that can keep up. Hey, morning. Morning, Rob. Morning, Justin. Don't think I said good morning. I took a gamble on PayPal that's working out today, which is why I'm kind of paying attention to it. Oh yeah. Go PayPal. One's almost 1.7 for the Nasdaq. All these earnings have had really good reactions, so I think I may play some more small earnings bets, pay out with some medium sized gains. Not too bad. Gap and PayPal's not very nice. Oh wow. Holy bejesus. I'll take that. Actually, that's about where I thought it was, but the percentage. Wow, super nice. All right, 1.67 for the market. And doing okay. Less bullish than we were yesterday. Obviously, earnings right now are garnering all of the attention. So you're seeing earnings names with moves. You see these things up here. These are in the part of the stock symbol, and they are the earnings. So there we go. Much more chart room. All right, let's take a look at Amazon, PayPal. Oh, we already looked at PayPal. Amazon, Microsoft, Apple. Twilio with a huge gap. Oh, SQ 6% now. Good. Nice. That's really good. Yeah. That is a nice pop-up. I'm not sure why they did it during market hours instead of after market hours, but whatever, it works, right? Well, good. Good, good, good. PayPal also pointing towards the highs. There we go. Let's get rocking, baby. Love it. All right. Tesla, Domino's Pizza. Not a lot of red on the screen here, but there is some red. But I mean, it's not bad at all. Keep in mind, Tesla's already had a stupid run. Everyone pretty much FOMOed in Tesla. There's like one day here. We had a low area. Now we have a high area, and there's one day bridging the gap. That's about it. So it just depends on what side of that day you're on. The markets, I don't know, man. We may be going into all-time highs in the next couple of months. It's just I don't know what's going to stop it. Apparently, Corona earnings aren't that bad. So far, looking very manageable from a market direction perspective. It's the momentum's waning a little bit, obviously, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be balls to the wall the entire time. Twilio 30%. This thing, look at that. Look at Twilio. I'm not sure if they have a monopoly in their space. Ellie says Twilio is like the only one that devs use to do their text messaging and stuff like that. I don't know for a fact, but hey, there's Ellie. Yeah, Twilio is like the main one in its space, right? It's up 30%. Yeah, that'd have been a good bet on earnings. That'd have been a great bet on earnings. Vago all-time high is nice. And PayPal's doing good here too. PayPal 11.4%. Doing great. Square backed off a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Soxel doing okay. Sold off pretty hard yesterday, but um, not that bad in terms of volume at least. It just they were able to sell it off. Then a gap up this morning for some reason. Ellie wants to short everything. It's a little scary. Beyond Meat not so hot today? How are they on? Oh, they're down here 5%. Okay. Well, they were really strong all day yesterday. I mean, I'm not mad at that. You're not mad at 5%. This is a pullback buy opportunity after yesterday. It's exactly what this is. It's a pullback buying opportunity. Even though it's not quite a pullback, you're still at pretty high levels yesterday. But when you see these, let it play out a little bit maybe. I mean, if somebody wants to trade Beyond Meat, you can nibble, right? You can nibble down here. Could pop back up immediately, but if you're waiting for a little bit more clarity, then you could wait and see if we hold lows and then kind of safely curl back up. But Beyond Meat, good reaction on earnings. That's usually not a fake move. Sometimes it is, but especially the way the volume played out yesterday, it's kind of steady, kind of more measured. Look at the volume, very heavy throughout the day. So I'm really not too mad at Beyond Meat, and a pullback like this is pretty normal. You never get to know the exact moves that a stock does, but you can just basically look at behaviors, kind of like looking at a person or looking at, raising your kid. You're like, okay, that seems normal. American Airlines, Warren Buffett is not always right. What are they supposed to say? Everyone can have their own opinions as long as it's mine. Love it. You're welcome to your own opinion as long as it matches my opinion. So, dang son, go PayPal. Go PayPal. Go PayPal. Not really scary at all this morning. Twilio 31%. Getting over 30% is a pretty big benchmark. I got to be honest with you. We've seen that quite a bit lately. They're really just picking up shares that they want. I mean, Twilio's been kind of, oh, this is a long-term turnaround play, isn't it? Damn it. Ah, it's a long-term turnaround play. Oh, sigh. Fortinet, a leader in its space as well. They do firewalls, and they do very good firewalls. Long-term turnaround play there, but obviously a lot of FUD in the market. It will probably not come down and fill the gap, Rob. Those are called breakaway gaps. Rarely get filled unless you have coronavirus, which is what happened to Domino's Pizza. The only reason Domino's Pizza came down is, well, first of all, it's a larger company, much more well established. This had a breakaway gap that just completely crashed, filled the gap. This got coronavirus. Hey, we can use that as a verb now. And then, but I think it's looking pretty good here. I'm not sure if I want to enter right now. They had earnings, not a super hot reaction. Maybe next earnings season they'll run or something, but they got they got coronavirus. All right, Square right back up towards that high in the morning so far, looking very good. But yeah, Fortnite all-time highs here is pretty good. They'd probably call this a cup and handle too. 40%, that would qualify. So this could actually, at the open, may have been actionable. Up here, it's a little bit extended, but if you're looking at Fortinet, maybe all you get probably a smaller position size due to its extension. Restoration hardware, how are you looking? Looking pretty good actually in the 5 minute chart here. Nice high cup type of a base. Small consolidation. Maybe some higher prices here relatively soon. We've kind of sustained the shakeout. Whoops, that was weird. Sustained the shakeout, move to the downside, and then hopefully we're on the back up. Peloton up today? Don't doubt it. Oh, wow, yeah, that is up. Nice. A little bit of patience there, but that it would have paid off. Well, earnings gap, always difficult to play earnings. So I keep coming back to PayPal. Got a position in it, so I'm trying to watch it. Hold on a sec. All right. 1.5 for the NASDAQ. Not too bad. Lyft is up big, really. Um, 18% sounds like big, doesn't it? Where are they on the chart? That's 18%. Holy crap, this thing has been destroyed. Yeah, it's up. I mean, I guess we'll see if there could be a general reverse. Wow, that's 19%. That doesn't seem like 19%. This thing is being thrown around like a rag doll. Nothing super bullish here, though. Looking at the bigger picture, I mean, you got a longer term downward sloping trend line right there that is kind of holding us down in that one. Okta, that's an all-time highs yesterday. That's got to be an extension today. Looks like it is. A little bit of a gap up. They had earnings a while back, and they don't have earnings for a couple of weeks actually. So it looks like we're just in straight up rally mode for Okta. I mean, Ellie, I don't know why you're shorting, buddy. The market is back. I don't know what you're actually thinking here. AYX. Well, it's in a very middle of a wider choppy range here. This one not towards highs. The ones that are at the highs, guys, those are your leaders. Those are the ones you want to be looking at. Okay, Wall Street is telling you that they're buying those shares. This one, they're not really doing it. I I guess. I don't know. When my account's like poking towards all-time highs, then usually isn't that bad. Tom with a question on Uber towards Justin actually. I don't like either of them actually. I mean, their charts both are garbage. See, my thing with Uber is this. Tesla's going to murder the entire autonomous driving market. Absolutely murder it. It's like going to a serial killer convention and you not being a serial killer. It's just, I don't know. Uh, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like these competitors, if you look at, you guys are taking too long to make decisions. I mean, look, guys, Atlassian all-time highs. You're waiting. You can't wait until you're 30% above a breakout level to take a position. It's already it's already 13% above a breakout position. Excellent volume on the breakout. You guys can't wait. You absolutely can't wait that long. People will have a problem with autonomous driving for a few years once it comes out. Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree with you on that. But who's going to get there first? I didn't say Tesla was going to have autonomous driving next week. I just said they're going to murder the rest of the industry. If you look at the way if you look at the way that they're both approaching the problem, obviously they don't give all their trade secrets away. We don't actually know everything in regards to everything that they're doing. But the Uber, all those other autonomous driving companies are trying to make autonomous vehicles. They rely on maps. And I watched a thing once where they talked about how all these companies rely on maps. And the ones in Arizona, there's ones working in Arizona right now down in Tempe and Chandler. And they only work in Tempe and Chandler because that's where they have good maps. The Teslas just drive. I mean, don't get me wrong, they work on maps, but not like I think the map system is slightly different with the other ones. I think but anyway, Tesla's is obviously farther ahead by a long shot. I mean, Uber and those Google companies, all those have been working at it for years, absolute years. Sold your Uber and got Tesla. Yeah, I mean, I'm holding Tesla. They're just is a guy that's watched so many stocks already go massively with massive market changes. I hate the word disruption, so I'm probably not going to use it, but with just hugely massive market changes, um, like Amazon, Tesla's the next one. It's not even come close to being started yet. Yeah, there's no reason to sell Tesla. Look, if you have a short term, like Ellie was saying, short term bearish bias just due to the undulations in the chart. I get that. That's cool. That's at least a trading rationale, right? But some people just say blanket short Tesla. Like I think that at least I would hope that debate would be settled by this stage of the game. All right, so market 1.36%. So we've been seeing a lot of gaps lately, but not a tremendous amount of follow through to the upside. At the same time, we're also not falling. So make Tesla into Jeep. I don't know what that means. Not quite sure how to take that. Is that a positive or a negative? I don't know. All right, PayPal pulling in a little bit. Net. Ooh, do they have earnings? They did have earnings. Did they like them? It's aftermarket. Why are you gapping on the day before earnings? I guess they just really want to buy. They really want to buy Net. Tesla is a sedan. Short Tesla is a Jeep. What? I'm not familiar with those. A Jeep. Oh, and BTC just rallied through, it looks like. Yep, there you go. BTC. It's all BTC all the time. Beautiful. What? All right, market so far holding up really well with some of these leaders that are up here today. Net with earnings today. Um, what was that? Is that net? Or is that Square trying to get going? One of these was trying to get going. Oh, I think it was Zoom. Zoom trying to get going this morning. Tested the 50 day. Oh, we talked about Zoom testing the. Didn't we talk about Zoom testing the 50 day? One of them. We talked about testing the 50 day, and that would have been a good entry point. We did talk about that. Manitowoc. Square. Roku in a good spot here, actually. Roku with a long-term trend line here. Um, Almost meets kind of my minimum requirements for long-term turnaround plays. And earnings coming up, I think tonight, tomorrow, tonight. Yeah, tonight. So everything is doing pretty good with earnings. I think you're seeing some some pre-earnings pops because all these, look at these. You got 30, 13, 12%. That's pretty big. So you're seeing a lot of looks like early interest. So I'm not sure why Roku would start blasting off. Maybe more TV sales. We have bulk trash over here this week in my neighborhood, and I just see a lot more TV boxes than I usually do. Unveils One View ad platform. Okay. So some good news for that, and maybe a long-term turnaround play. We've seen a lot of these things break out right into highs, so that's pretty cool. We'll see if it's going to keep playing out that way. So far, we've had some pretty good reactions. All right, let's check out what's still down here. Beyond Meat still down 5%. Looks like it bounced a little bit. Still looking okay though on the daily chart. Of course, it's a brand new day. AYX Carvana Trying to come back after a small earnings gap. Nothing too crazy, but so far holding well after some, I guess, disappointing earnings. I'm not sure. Street's weird. INMD, AZPN, Massey, new highs, but only down 0.73%. So these aren't like big movers. Netflix stalling at a trend line. Yesterday, pretty much went up there and touched my trend line, and even overnight respected the trend line, rolling over right now. Should have shorted Netflix. iRobot, yeah, did have a pretty nice reaction. This one on the weekly has been in a very prolonged downtrend, but um, we're actually above. Apparently, there's some value here. I don't know. I don't know, but they already had earnings and sustainable so far. And since earnings volume's been below average a significant amount, that's kind of a strange occurrence. I'm not sure what that implies, but the price is holding, so I guess it can't be bad. I guess. Here's AMD. We talked about a potential cup and handle here on AMD, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that in the next coming weeks and months. But a pretty big cup and handle there on AMD. And on the daily chart or weekly chart, we had a last larger base here. This is the next larger base, so whenever that decides to get started. Looking at space past couple of days, that was looking interesting yesterday. Started to rally back on up above our trend line. So that's a good sign, and definitely a pocket pivot. Pocket pivot, pocket pivot, not quite a pocket pivot, but a 5-day pocket pivot. So quite a bit of buying pressure down here, not a lot of selling pressure. Space actually looking pretty decent and breaking the downward trend line right there. This one took a few days to get going, and then one explosive day, and you're kind of up towards some selling ranges. So this one I kind of drew a trend line based on that trend. Oh yeah, this was based off the trend line, and then we subsequently have broken that, so that may get extended out a little bit, but that's not too bad. IPHI sitting at highs. There's space again. There's Atlassian, which is in all-time highs. Nvidia looking pretty good. Has yet to really fully break out. This chart, man, this is like the weirdest chart. Remember this thing sold off when cryptocurrency kind of topped over and rolled over, um, and then was Nvidia, right? And then just never came back, and then formed this little base down here, and now just exploded up, retested the base, and right back up. So this is back into bullish mode, it looks like. And this stage of the game, earnings are coming out. 5/21, so that's about 2 weeks. We'll see how it goes. ServiceNow, another one in all-time highs. Finally getting some breakouts working. So that's super good. We haven't had working breakouts in a while. All it took was a global pandemic to make breakouts start working again. Ain't it? Oh, Square's up at 7% now. That's good. How's PayPal doing? 12.6%. Oh man, this thing's bull flagging on us. Come on, let's get some more legs out of PayPal. We need more. All right, what else was going? Let's go check the global watch list. New Skin. Haven't seen that one in a while. Lots of volume down here. And looks like they ate it up at about the $20 level. We're sitting at 32. LVGO, Fortinet, PayPal, we got those. Trimble, don't have this one. Um, what's oil doing these days? We talked about oil, and what much ado about oil. How is oil doing? 26. We all forgot about oil. It's back to the good healthy level of 26, and we all forgot about it. I don't know. The way oil's looking kind of looks like a multiple head and shoulders pattern. If we get back to the $20 level, I think that would be a good buy point for oil. Although I don't necessarily um, know what how to trade oil, to be honest with you. I mean, we've had some exploration with some derivatives lately that really haven't gone our way. SQQQ boned me for 30%. UWTI boned me for a lot because it didn't do what it was supposed to do. Those inverse VIX ones are just garbage. We should have made tons of money on those, but the instruments were just horrible. Nice learning curve there. Never get that buying opportunity back. Oh well. But yeah, in terms of oil, maybe some individual names would like EOG, obviously this is an oil name, but they've kind of been in some downward trending markets for a long time. I don't know. Was that USO or UCO? That's the Ultra Bloomberg ETF. Still sitting down here at nothing. I don't know what the hell to do with this thing. So apparently nothing. USO. Oh my goodness. Look at that. How is this at 100 and now it's tracking under? So weird. Yeah, I'm not. Don't touch UCO, Rob. I mean, if you do, very, very small percentage of your account. Not even a position. Not even close to a position, because this thing, I don't know what this does, how this works, or if it's even going to survive. We've seen so many exotic ETFs just fail us. It's just ridiculous. I just want to, at this stage, I just want to avoid it. Like, seriously. I know I'm talking about it, but there's so much going on in the stock market. You don't need to be sidetracked with oil garbage. If there's no pretty clear way to trade oil, then uh, I don't know. I mean, use USO, which is that United States oil. Even this one's behaving strangely from 90, which we weren't up at 90. Yeah, we were up at 60. So I don't know how this thing got to 90, and now it's at 26, and USO's at 21. So we overextended to the top side, overextended to the downside. I'm not sure how this works. Not sure at all. And with all this crazy volume here, again, not quite sure how it works. So, all right, let's just avoid the oil trade altogether. It's just too much of a pain in the ass. Zoom 8% extending up here today nicely. Mentioned it had nice volume and extending up, and it looks like that's continuing. Market 1.5. Usually has been selling off at the end of the day. Yeah, the question though for me, Rob, is number one, is it even safe? And number two, is it going to give us any kind of expected return? And can we, in some way, shape, or form, derive what that return will be? Will it be in line with market? How much lower than market? Or how much higher than market? You know, those are the things I would want to ask. Yeah, so just avoiding it. Just not even worth it. Stocks are doing good, so just roll with stocks. Boeing looks like getting a bid today. Nothing great on the daily chart, though. We're still under that trend line. Pretty decent block buying this morning, though. Our volume's been fairly consistent. About, 800,000 shares per 5 minutes. Doesn't that just sound crazy? 800,000 shares per 5 minutes? Sounds nuts. Twilio continues with highs. They don't want to let this thing go. They don't want to run it, but they don't want to let it go. But it's gone. Uh, There's new skin again on the daily, or on the global watch list, excuse me. Fortinet, nice little bull flag right there. We'll see if it's going to continue. And then PayPal again, also bull flagging out. Square continuing 7.4%, catching up. Definitely catching up. Long-term turnaround play here on Square, although we're pretty far from a breakdown point on my weekly chart. It's not looking too bad. at all. Hold on a second. Yeah, Square's starting to rock right there. Oh, good, Justin. I'm glad. You're definitely running. PayPal looks like it's stalling out a little bit. Doesn't look bad, but it's definitely not extending up. It's already got a pretty big gap on it. Bought another Boeing. Okay, yeah, just as long as you know your risk, Rob. Don't worry about the aesthetics of anything. It's just all about it's all about percentages. It's all in your head. No one cares about your buy, Rob. I don't even care about your buy. I'm glad you bought. I'm glad you're up big, but I don't really care. So nobody cares about your beautiful buy. In a year, you won't even remember it. So sound strategies are all that matters. 8% for Square. Nice extension here. So getting some good action out of some leaders here. Market's rolling over here. What's killing it? Is it Apple? Is it Amazon? Amazon barely positive today. Microsoft up about a percent. Nice little gap up, nothing crazy though. Okay, okay. I mean, so far we're holding our range here pretty well, about 30 minutes after the open, and we're pretty stable, pretty good. Let's see if anything's lower, anything negative. A few more things are negative, but AYX down about 9% on earnings, so they gapped up and came down. I'm sorry, they came up in the morning. They gapped down, rallied early morning, and now they're selling off. I'm just talking about this little pop up right here is what I'm referring to. Ping, same type of a chart pattern on that one. Carvana, they were rallying. Now it looks like they just sold it off. Beyond Meat, down 5.5. Not great, not horrible. And Carvana, INSG. Oh yeah, man, I'll buy this thing back at some point. Oh, they had earnings. They had earnings yesterday. Weird. Strange cycle sometimes. This is what you get when you're not in like an actual leader. I mean, not 100%. Like INSG could be a leader. I don't know a tremendous amount about it to call it not a leader. It could be a leader in its industry, but you get this choppy stuff like this with these very wide ranges that usually doesn't happen in your actual big leaders. That's why I think it's important to stay with the leaders, the ones sitting in the highs. Although this was into highs, but it's just a failed breakout. Even before earnings, it's just a failed breakout. Twilio 35%. Holy crap. They're not letting this thing go. They're keeping all that. Twilio's like, yeah, there's still no competitors. Everyone still knows Twilio. That's pretty much it. Thanks for buying our stock. No, I was referring to the no, I was referring to this breakout here. Yeah, this wasn't a breakout. This was just a monster run. This right here from 4 to 4, yeah, from 4 to 14. That was just a monster crazy run from the lows. This was the failed breakout. Technically not even a base, but it is what it is. Really weren't any great buy points. Maybe this gap up day here, maybe this day here, but a couple opportunities to get in, but nothing too crazy. INSG wasn't, super on anyone's radar at that stage of the game, I don't think. It was on someone's radar, obviously, but not ours. Our Restoration Hardware, still doing okay down here. Nvidia, looks like into highs the other day, and then they had earnings. Was that today? Yeah, no, the day before and before market, so about 2 days ago. Killed it. 49 versus 6.6. Wow. They killed it on earnings. That's like 20+% beat. That's pretty good. Oh, this is Regeneron. Thought I clicked on Nvidia. Must have moved on me. Anyway, Regeneron killed it on earnings. Long-term turnaround play here. What else? It's Soxol. Wasn't Soxol up like 5%? Yeah, looks like it. Coming back down a little bit there. On the Soxol. Okay, so the market's doing what the market's doing. Let's check out Visa. Poking out of a recent small consolidation. Visa trying to get back up. If you guys wanted Visa and don't have enough, I think Rob's got Visa, so Rob's Rob's got some good positions. I yell at him for being a bottom buyer, but he set me straight the other day. He's like, I got this, 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 and this. What? I'm like, oh, okay. Never mind. Fortinet, my goodness, talk about a high tide flag. Look at that beautiful baby right there. Mwah, my little stock baby. Square almost 8% catching up to PayPal. PayPal's like, I see you, Square. Not ready to go, but I see you. ZYXI. Okay, volume calming down here a bit, which is good. In a nice high consolidation above the 10-day moving average. So, yeah, I'm still not mad at the market. Not mad at all. Put some blinds. Get some sunlight in. But nothing that matters with my solar panels because them bitches are broken. So I ain't producing power for like a week, and it's gonna be like another week before they get here, bastards. Let me check out my solar array here. All right, market 1.17, pulling back a little bit. Still haven't quite eclipsed that prior high over here on the NASDAQ. So we have some nice leaders running and stuff, but index is lagging behind just a little bit. Save getting beat up. Yeah. Ooh, I think it's pretty beat up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's beat up. See, my settings didn't save. I give this thing like 15% to the downside so I can see current price gaps because it dissolves into the earnings. And I'll save it once again. Pretty sure I've already done this 15 times. What was that 14%? When are airlines opening back up? I know that I haven't been watching any of the press conferences or anything. I know Arizona's opening up because, I live in Arizona. But other than that, I'm really not sure what's opening up and if airlines are coming back or not. I've made zero power all month. Pretty pissed about that. All right, what else we got, guys? Market selling off a little bit earlier today than usual. Our buddy IVR is up 3%, which isn't a lot. Came down yesterday pretty much towards lows. It's getting really, really, I want to say really flat, but considering that these particular downward candles are massive percentages, I don't know how flat means. Apparently 4% looks flat, which usually isn't very flat. 4% is a pretty big move. Hey, Michael, talking about net right as I'm clicking on net. Look at that. Doing more work above 26 again. Yeah, it's up here. It has earnings tonight, so I think the market is expecting good things from internet companies right now. I think that's been the trend so far, and you're seeing them bid up the price today about 6.5%, which is, I mean, pretty good for before earnings. So maybe another 12 to 20 percenter. I don't know. We seem to have one big gainer for the past, actually most of this week. We've had one big gainer with earnings season, and a couple of good gainers. One great, couple of good, and a couple other ones that make other types of moves. But yeah, I mean, net is pointing in the right direction. It's looking good. Now earnings are always a gamble. We had some go up, some go down. I thought I was screwed in my PayPal position yesterday. As I was watching it, I'm like, okay, I made a small bet on earnings, kind of like I did UAL. I'm like, okay, and then I saw it down. I'm like, oh crap, there goes that money. And then I look at it later in the evening. I'm like, what? How's this thing at 139? So they came back up, and then now today in the market, we'll see how that goes. So I mean, earnings can be a huge whipsaw. They just play with people in the after-hour session. Earnings are great opportunity for the market makers and professionals that really know how to manipulate order books and stuff like that. Have all the tools to do it. Um, yeah, they like to play with it. Soxel down about 2% here. Not too bad. Still kind of slowly walking up. Can't ask for much more than that. Rob's all in gold. Gold actually wasn't looking too bad. I think we looked at it yesterday, and yeah, it's in a nice little flag pattern, actually. This is a nice consolidation on gold. If you're interested in gold, um, I think that trend line break right there, especially if you stay tight like this, first of all, is going to happen in the next couple of days. And then, I mean, second of all, if we don't move lower, it's just going to look really good and it's just going to pop up out of there. So that is a beautiful consolidation in gold. Could lead to some headwinds in the market. Maybe we get the pullback that Ellie's looking for. But keep in mind, the market's been rallying the entire time, regardless of what gold's been doing. So hard to see. Well, look at the chart pattern, Michael. You tell me. It's all about the market action, my friend. I'm agnostic when it comes. There's certain things I don't like, and personally, and there's other things that have traded strange for me, and there's other things that are just a little bit confusing. Like we did those inverse VIX ETF. That trade didn't work out because the instrument was garbage. Apparently, that whole inverse VIX sector is impossible to manage. So, um, stuff like that. But I don't mind. I made a good trade in gold later last year, whenever that was. We made a good trade in gold, one or two actually. I don't remember, but I know I took one. I don't think I took the second one. Made some money in gold, did good. I made more money in gold in that one trade than this entire run. And then, when you have a nice consolidation, who am I to argue? Who am I to argue? When gold's doing weird stuff, I don't want to be involved. But when you have a nice chart pattern, I'm definitely there. Putting in a giant cup. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes when we get up there. It'll definitely be interesting. Um, if you talk about, it's really funny when man, I see so much stuff. Maybe because I'm, heavily involved in the crypto space about printing money and inflation and deflation. Like the general panic consent. There's no consensus in the panicked public. What are you panicked about? Inflation, deflation, devaluation. What are you panicked about? I don't even know anymore. But they're just all over the place. They're all over the place. But regardless, I mean, gold's in the middle of a move. It's been moving since early or beginning of last year, actually. When we remember we talked about this big trend line break right there. Well before it happened, actually, even on the way down here, we were mentioning there's this trend line here. See, once that got broken, boom, everyone sees it, and you're off to the races. So we're in kind of a secular gold bull market. For whatever reason, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. But we are in a secular bull market for gold, and there's going to be some runs in here. Now, the drop off prior to coronavirus was interesting during the well, not before coronavirus, but during the initial stages of coronavirus. That was interesting from the standpoint that shouldn't gold be rallying when the world looks like it's gonna, kind of fall apart? But nope, you realize gold is just like every other asset. This was just more liquidity hunting. They just needed money on their books. They didn't care where it came from. They sold some Bitcoin, sold some gold, sold some stocks, sold some bonds, sold some currency, sold everything to meet their liquidation or their margin requirements. Anywho, Twilio almost 40%. Man, look at that. Non-stop. Tick, 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 tick. It's called block buying, son. That is crazy. Twilio, that'd be the one to buy. Look at that. 154 now, but almost 170. Elon selling furniture? You doing some weird Elon thing that I'm not aware of? That's way too random for you just to make that up, Michael. Is he actually selling furniture? I wouldn't put it past him. Oh, yeah, he's selling his possessions. I thought you meant like making furniture. I'm sorry. I'm like, why is he getting in the making furniture business? Anything good? Dude, I agree with the minimalist stuff. I gotta say, when I saw his post, I'm like, dude, I get it. I friggin' get it. Where is he selling it though? He doesn't. Is Gene Wilder like really that much of an icon? I mean, he's a nice guy and all, but is he that much of an icon? I don't know. Just really loves Gene Wilder. Passed away a few years ago. I mean, he's a great actor, but well, I know. Yeah, he's great. I'm not saying he's not great. I guess he meant enough to Elon. Keep it. I mean, Elon grew up during his golden years there. Anyway. Oh no, I like Gene Wilder. I'm not dissing Gene. I like all his stuff actually. I'm just like for a man to buy his house and then just his only stipulation is that don't change Gene Wilder's house. Just seems a little strange. Do they have does he have a list? Is it on eBay or something? Where can I buy Elon Musk stuff? Oh, I think I just saw something more interesting than that link. Oh, never mind. That's about his flamethrower. Never mind. Why are you showing me Wetzel's pretzels when I type in Elon Musk's stuff? Dude, that'd be so cool if Elon Musk did a garage sale. Imagine how many people would show up to that. But everything starts at $1,000 because he's freaking Elon Musk. That'd be hilarious. Band, huh? Ooh, look at band. Wow. Up Twilio, finally with a red candle. Look at band. Bam, son, straight up. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, Nasdaq holding above the 1% gain mark for right now. We'll see how it goes. We just saw a little sell off earlier. Um, Now the Qs actually haven't really bounced back at all. I'm not sure what the difference between the futures and the Qs are now, but they're pretty drastic. 1.14 and zero point 0.9. That seems to be a lot for essentially the same instrument. I'd buy his Iron Man suit. Like, give me your Iron Man suit, son. How's PayPal doing? Just holding. PayPal's chilling. Look at volume, just declining. Can you guys not see volume either? I can't even rare but see this volume. It's not even almost on the chart. Okay, so I'm sure there's a style I can select for that. Settings. There we go. Price axis. Appearance. I think Rob's being sarcastic again. Um, can I right click on this or something? Like, can I style? No. How do I adjust styles on indicators? I don't even know if I can do that. I've never even looked in, I've never needed to do it. Analysis tools, studies. Ah, maybe in the studies menu. What? There's nothing in the studies menu? Okay. Okay. Chart describer. What is that? PayPal popping up. Nasdaq 1.2, almost 1.3. Rob's gonna get wrecked. um, Edits. I thought we now we just looked at studies. Why is volume? Okay, this is actual volume, then okay. I think I see what's happening here. Probably wrong, but I think I see it. Okay, where the hell are my settings? There we go. See, that does not look like the same color. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's keep that. That looks much better. Oh, you know what? I think I actually have to save this in a different spot. I don't know why I didn't think about this. Okay, can you every time this thing changes price, see? It compresses my dealio here. PayPal, boom, shakalaka, 145, bitch. Love it. Later, Michaelo. Take it easy and don't short Tesla. Edit studies. No, I want to save study set. No, it's not a study set. Come on, Ellie. Now you're just putting words in my mouth more than usual. Save style. That's what I gotta do. Duh. Save the style. PayPal going to 1,000. Well, Rob, if it does it before next Friday, I'll be super happy with that. Nah. Yes, one word is much better. That sounds more like me. Okay, so where the frick is the frick? It's in style. Okay, save style. Now we're gonna save it. Bam. Yes. Cool. Okay, so our volume is better here. Let's change our volume here too on our weekly time frame because something changed somewhere. I don't know exactly what. I think that video card's jacked up. I gotta be honest with you. Something's wrong with it. I think it got a weird driver. Let's change bars to the right. I'm always fiddling with settings. Oh, excuse me. Always fiddling with settings. How annoying is that? I would argue extraordinarily annoying. Beyond a good pullback buy. Let's see. Um, yeah, I do. Smaller position size right now. I mean, I guess. Well, we talked earlier about smaller position size. We got a double bottom. I mean, yeah, smaller position size. Yeah, it's usually not a trade I would take. Um, but I can't tell you how many times I've seen a huge up candle followed by a red candle, and the low of that red candle is the low of the entire move. A lot more in crypto than stocks, but Beyond Meat is trying to break trend right here. So all in all, I'm really not too mad at Beyond Meat. Know your risk and manage it appropriately. I mean, it could fail, but look at our volume in the past couple of weeks on Beyond Meat. You're not seeing a tremendous amount of selling pressure. There's obviously some right there, but our buying pressure is vastly better than our selling pressure. So yeah, if you're looking to get in Beyond Meat, I don't think this is a horrible pullback. You're down 5%. Yes, the prior day it was up huge. You're talking 26%, so you're still buying it up like 20%, 21%. But it's the best thing you got right now. Now again, you don't go all in right now. I think you buy a little bit. Could have another couple of red days for Beyond Meat. You never know before it tries to come back. But you could start to enter positions. And if you're in a little bit light, who cares? It doesn't. You don't have to. You don't have to always have a full position. If you really wanted Beyond Meat, you would have bought it yesterday at the open on the breakaway gap. But I mean, Beyond Meat's sketchy at best. It's always a tough one to trade. PayPal 14. Yes. Nice. This gamble's working out nicely. Nasdaq 1.35 bouncing back to the positive as well. Twilio looks like taking a bit of a breather finally. 35%. It was up 38%. Square also coming up too, 9%. We started the day with this, what, 2 or 3? Wasn't it 2 or 3? Something like that. Anyway, extending up here today is very nice. Oh, see, you can see that volume a lot more clear. Much more clear. Very nice, very nice. Soxel 3.5, trying to bounce back. Looks like a supportive moving average of something. I'm not sure what that one is. It's a 5 minute chart. I don't really do day trading like that, so I don't have 5 minute chart alerts. This is probably just some old thing I was playing with one day. So I don't know what these alert levels are or the moving average levels are on my 5 minute chart. No clue. How's ServiceNow doing? 2%. ServiceNow, another one. This is definitely a longer term leader. Very, very high quality business leader in the industry. El, do you know anything about ServiceNow? Just curious if you've heard anything. I'm not sure if their daughter'd like to know when you're going to be finished. She wants. Oh, Brienne. Hi, Brienne. You're gonna give your mom your Mother's Day gift? That is super nice. That is super nice. Bet you can't hold the excitement in, huh? When is Mother's Day? Sunday? That is, yeah, 3 days. So, okay, Brienne, if you're gonna, hi, Brienne. Okay, so if you're gonna give your mom a Mother's Day gift early, you have to give her another gift on Mother's Day. Okay? It's okay to give an early gift, but you got to give the gift on the day too. It's kind of like opening your Christmas presents early. Still, you still want to open something on Christmas Day, so make sure you make her a card or something. Moms love cards. Love them. Absolutely love them. Your dad loves cards too. So make your dad a card too. How old's your daughter, Rob? How old is she? She's embarrassed. Well, she shouldn't be embarrassed. Just having a conversation. There's only like 6 people in here. There's probably more people than that in your house on Thanksgiving. Well, don't be embarrassed. My two sons, I've got two sons. One is 6, one is 9. They jump in on, they walk in my stream. They may do so any minute now, actually, it's 7:30. And they say hi and they get embarrassed, but it's okay. She's laughing. Good. Well, hope you're having a great morning. And tell your dad to open you up a Roth IRA. My volume is really bright. Am I loud? Like too loud? All right, well, I hope you have a great day, Brianna. Tell your dad to get off the 5 minute candle volume. It's a it's a little bright, yeah. You're swirling on me? Gotcha. It's a little bright, but it's better than nothing. See, this one over here, this is dingy. Is this dingy? This is dingy to me. I'm not sure if it's dingy to you or not, but it's dingy to me. PayPal 14%. Keep it up, son. How's Atlassian doing? Not bad. MongoDB. Like it wanted to do something. We have an even atom pattern here. That's what that is. This actually looks really nice. Um, Earmuffs, Eli, or Ellie. Earmuffs. Let's get rid of some of these. We don't need to be doing that. But what looks really nice to me is the potential for me to move a trend line that I don't mean to move. Bam, right there. They had earnings in the middle of the coronavirus thing. Ugh, that's got to be weird. See if there's anything going on. Not much. Not a lot of news. It goes all the way back down to March. That's almost 2 full months ago. Hmm. Wonder if everyone's building web apps during the coronavirus stuff because I don't know, Mongo looks really nice. Look at this longer term trend. Look at this big base in Mongo. Forget about Mongo. Look at the base. That is gorgeous. Absolutely phenomenal. It's got to see a good breakout. Unfortunately, we had this big. See, the thing with my long-term turnaround plays is that usually the options prices are reduced due to lack of volatility, but with coronavirus, everything's got volatility, so that kind of goes out the window. I guess I may bail here in a little bit. If you guys have anything else you want to talk about? I want to see what MongoDB says from a long-term turnaround perspective. Like I said, Ellie, earmuffs. I don't know where this thing could go, but look at the size of that base. My goodness, that is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Like reasonably, and see, that's only 35%. Here's one that maximized sell. There we go. Now I get a closer look at it. That's a nice long-term turnaround. Look at this last large base here, and look what it did. Boom! And then it tried to break out of this. So there's your. Actually, there's a first stage base. There, one, two, three, four. This probably not quite a second stage base. Not quite. How's your breakup? Okay, so that could have qualified as a base. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. That maybe would have been a cup. One, two. This would have been a third stage base, and then a fourth stage base. Then your failure, and now we're basically starting flat again. I love it. There's no base here though. That's the problem from an IBD standpoint. Um, there's technically no. I guess this would this have been a base? Was that 48%? There it is. Yeah, 48%. Um, that's loosely manageable. You actually could argue that your handle was right there. It's kind of funny they view the handle as the first down week, the first red week, which we arguably have already hit, but no breakout on this thing. So that's your handle. There's your cup. Even atom pattern, long-term trend line break. I don't know, it's not too bad. The question is, what's your target? What is your target with this guy? That is a good question. Wow, 80% rally. That's crazy. Try to take a measured move. That's something that could happen. That takes us up to the 260 level. So let's see what 260 looks like. End of the year. Ah, see, it's not very good. Yeah, too much premium built into this stuff. Too much premium, drill sergeant. All right. PayPal. Go PayPal. Killing it today. You're killing it, PayPal. Wow. I'm gonna play more earnings gaps. uh, lose one, win another one. That's a good win ratio. I don't know. I may choose to play another earnings gap. We'll see. Look at the volume. Look at this outrageously aggressive volume staring you in the face on net. Well, honestly, I didn't think about it until after the stream, after the show. I didn't think about it. I was just looking through stuff, and I think I did the trade. Um, well, see, first of all, it's an earnings. Actually, I told you about it yesterday. I told you I got in PayPal over here. Yeah, well, I kind of botched the UAL trade a little bit. That second day I was up like 450%. and I didn't take any profit on it because I was looking for 1,500% on the gap up. Um, but I should have realized that 450% is a darn good profit, and I probably should have just banked it and called it a day because it was like 450% in a day, which is oddly enough how much I'm up right now in PayPal at 459% according to my thing right now. So I'm thinking about banking it, although it's looking like it's working out really well. So I don't know. I may try to keep it. We'll see. I may just bank it. Just try to take nibbles out of the market. Again, small position size. It's a micro position, but the profit on it is pretty good. So these earnings gaps are and they're frequent these days. Like look at Twilio's gap for crying out loud. I mean, if you hit one of these out of the ballpark, you could pay for two or three or four of them if they fail on you. But I think it only has to do with the type of market environment that we're in. I don't think it has to. This isn't every earnings season that's like this. We're just coming out of an extreme situation. People have tampered expectations. They're blowing it out of the park because the economy is really not that bad, at least for these corporations. So, Fortinet, another good example. That one probably could look at nice little. I mean, everything has a nice little consolidation. Everyone's already exited position, so they're looking to get back. Maybe that's what's driving it. I don't have a great clue, but it's earnings are doing pretty good here. And net with earnings today could be another big breakaway gap. Net's had some big days. It really has. Coming off the lows here. That's about that's like 17% day. That one's bigger. That one's bigger. This one's getting not probably about 10%, about 11%. Pays, Pays is doing good. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, see, this is almost Bible. Actually, you know what? With PayPal and Square running, I'm kind of surprised Pays isn't up more. They do have earnings coming up today. Um, I don't actually have a target. Hey, there's one of my sons I was talking about. If Brianna's still around, there's James. How old's your daughter? Hi, James. He just woke up. He's grumpy. Are you grumpy? 6? That's how old James is. James is 6, right? You're not 6? How old are you? 6? You're 10. James is now 10. Okay. So, our friend Rob that we talk with every day here, he has a daughter that's 6. You're stuck? He's stuck in a kitty castle piece. We built a kitty castle and we have these. We went to Home Depot and bought a 10-inch, I think this one's 12-inch concrete forming tube, and we carpeted it and put it on the kitty castle. Well, it kind of ripped off the kitty castle, so now the kids just get stuck in it all the time. I know you do because you're 6. And 6-year-olds are great. 6-year-olds are my favorite kinds of 6-year-olds. Did you know that? Weirdo. You're such a weirdo. IVR up a little bit. EVR already had earnings. Man, this net chart's looking really good. Yes, James. You're 4? You're 4 now? He's 4 now. Um, I don't know. It's good success with PayPal. I like Pays though. Pays is in a really good spot. Um, Maybe I'll just take some really small trades. Just some small trades, depending on the option size. Yeah, a couple $100 for maybe $1,000. That's not too bad. Oh, you did it 444 on Pays? Rob, you're doing great, man. You got some really good. Is he? Oh, cool. Well, when he comes in, we'll say hi. 5.7. Yeah, so that's after market today too. So yeah, I mean, here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks. Ooh, Square's up almost 11% now. My goodness. Everyone forgot about Square. What? The boss of the company? What company? I'm the boss of my company. I'm the boss, yeah. Man, that is a nice move in Square. Look at the volume already, just super, super volume. I kind of like the annoying volume on the 5 minute chart. It helps it stand out a little bit more. Nasdaq looks like pulling in a little bit under 1%, but Square's not stopping. ESNT expanding up. I think they got earnings coming up too. 5.8, so that's tomorrow before market. So may as well be today after market. So they're buying all these things up. Ooh, space is starting to get going too, up 6%. Yep, extending out there. I almost bought space the other day. I didn't, but almost did. ZYXI coming back. Manitowoc doesn't look very good. EVR, no, no. Zoom off that 50-day would have been great. Roku, also with earnings. Roku also with earnings. Starting a loose breakout right now. The line today is not very heavy, but I'm not sure if that matters very much for potential earnings play. But yeah, guys, so the market is definitely rewarding some earnings here with some big moves. They like that payment space. So I'm kind of surprised Paycom is relatively timid here at 6%. Haven't quite broken. Was it Paycom? No, it was Pays. Sorry. Pays relatively timid down here. That's Pax. What am I doing? I can't type. I did it again. There we go. I'm a little surprised Pays is actually still down here, which, I mean, that could be a value opportunity, but it does mean that it's a laggard. So, I don't know, definitely a smaller bet on Pays if you were to do that. But it should be a small bet anyways if you're going to gamble with earnings. It's literally a gamble, so you're just playing the odds. And right now, I would argue the odds are pretty good for bullish outcomes. Not too many bearish outcomes, especially if you look at Square and PayPal with Pays being kind of in that, it's not really in that space. If I remember right, they do payment cards and things of that nature. They do have some payment systems, but obviously they're not near highs. We talked about bullishness and bearishness and leaders and laggards. And Pays here is a laggard, already, 50%, still over 50% lower, well over 50% lower. But Square, they're trying to get right back into Square. Maybe those small businesses are starting up and signing up for Square. Maybe that's what it is. But that's all organic buying today. They had a gap down actually, and then rally back through. So one of those nice unexpected moves for Square right there out of earnings. Those are the nice ones. The gaps up are sometimes hard to deal with. So maybe we can look tomorrow for some earnings. Man, so many people, so many has earnings, so many companies. DocuSign's already had theirs. They're right in between two earnings seasons, so that's a non-starter. Yes, James. Good. Thank you. Can't hear what he's saying. All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna get out of here. So interesting day in the markets. A couple nice earnings gaps. A couple earnings on the way. Net's going to have earnings tonight, and they're looks like already buying massive positions in Net right now. So I think they have a lot of good. They have a volume today substantial in a lot of these options plays for Net. Yep, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Market's doing okay. Just if you're thinking about if you're gonna play earnings, make sure it's a very small position. Make sure it's definitely manageable risk, something you're comfortable losing. And other than that, don't play it. because earnings are tough. But if you have existing positions and have earnings coming in, you have a built-in profit, that's a different situation. You can make a decision there if you want to hold or not. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.